Hello, good morning. It's Thursday the 11th. I'm FX Blue and this is the market brief. So the MPC's been on. Silvana Tenreyo has piped up to explain how she believes that monetary policy should not be used to fix short-term shocks to the economy. Even if the supply chain bottlenecks and the imbalance between supply and demand do ease up a bit next year, she thinks the economy will remain fragile, and as such she sees the need for continued support from low interest rates. For Tenreyro, inflation will only become a concern if it spills over to the wider economy. And her view was backed up by Governor Bailey. He outlined his concerns that demands for higher wages may spiral and see inflation becoming a more permanent issue. He also gave a friendly reminder that the Bank of England is unable to control elements like fuel and energy prices, and he also pointed out how any rate hike would not affect the soaring wholesale gas costs. But he would, wouldn't he? He's desperate to rebuild his credibility. His credibility was given a bit of a knock when the MPC wrong-footed the market by leaving rates on hold last week. That was after he told the market only a couple of weeks before that the bank would act or have to act to curb inflation. He denied they bottled it though. But think about it. If a rate hike caused further economic slowdown without any material effect on inflation, well, at the very least that would give the government a bloody good scapegoat for the failure of its own policies. In the market, sterling remains under pressure, dropping to about 134.05 against the dollar yesterday. And over in the US, inflation continues to skyrocket. Headline inflation reached 6.8% in October. The Fed would have had a heads up about that before its meeting last week, but they stuck with their guidance about tapering additional support before any interest rate hike is even considered. No doubt they'll now be crossing their fingers that the tapering starts to reflect in the headline number before inflation runs away from them. Aside from that, there's not much going on at the moment. The broader picture still includes two main themes. Biden's $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill has got through Congress, but it requires a degree of patience from commerce and industry as all that new funding starts to flow through the economy. And then there's the lingering shadow of the Fed's chairmanship. Is Biden dithering over this decision, or is he just completing his due diligence? Either way, a decision would be welcomed by the market. They'd like to know who'll be steering the ship into 2022. The dollar index staged a bit of a rally yesterday and broke what had been touted as pretty strong resistance at 94.60. We topped out at 94.90, which was the highest close we've seen since July 2020. Go on the dollar. So yeah, that's it from me. I hope you do join me in getting your poppies out for the lads later at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. We will remember them.